Notes. And I had an experience with Nina Jacobson at Disney, where she gave me a number of things on a script I was really proud of, and which she loved first time round. And she said, we want these changes made. And I said, Nina, I'm sorry, I don't think I can do this. And she said, well, why not? And I said, because I don't know how to make it worse. You see, I would be trying to make it better, and that's not what you're after. And it really infuriates me that there are so many people. Again, it's control. You see, when people get anxious, they want to control things, even if they haven't the slightest idea what they're doing.
Well, and almost all of your biggest successes, I think it's safe to say, like, I mean, the Fawlty Towers, that famous note, I don't know if you've seen this, but it went viral. One of the BBC executives' response to it said something like, do you remember?
Well, he said it is the characterization is cliched, and the very tired situations. I can't see Fawlty Towers as being anything other than a complete disaster. 2 years ago, voted best British television program ever made, and the guy whose job it was to assess strip, and even the director who commissioned it, the producer who commissioned it after the first show, he said, you've got to get people out of the hotel, John. Completely wrong.
And A Fish Called Wanda was rejected by how many studios?
Fish Called Wanda was rejected by 11 studios out of 12. MGM went with it, and far worse, Life of Brian.
Oh, yeah, no one would touch it, right?
Nobody. Life of Brian, again, voted recently best British comedy of all time. I mean, I don't take that too seriously, but it means that it's up there with the best. And we couldn't get money in England. We came to America, we couldn't get money here. It was the budget was $3 million. Not a lot, even in the late 70s. And nobody wanted to make it. And then, as I say, it's best British comedy ever made.
Well, but tell him the
lovely thing about it, we thought that it was never going to be made, and then Eric rang and said, we got the money. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, George Harrison is going to put the money up. He's a good pal of Eric's. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, I gave him the script last night. He read it in bed, said he fell out of bed laughing, and he's putting the money up. I said, what, all the money? He says, yes, he's going to mortgage his house. And then Eric said, well, I asked him why, and he said, well, I want to see the film. She said, wonderful. Bless him up there. Yeah. Bless him, because otherwise we wouldn't have Life of Brian.
He must have done quite well off of that movie.
Well, I hope so.
I mean, not like he needed it after the Beatles, but...
That's incredible. What a gift to the world.
Yeah.
By believing in your art.
That's right. Well, it's wonderful when people, Cheers, which was one of my very favorite programs of all time, very poor viewing figures for the first year. But
I think Seinfeld was like that too.
Yes, it was. That's right. And so the CBS guy, he just believed in it. He said, I don't care about this. I'm going to, now it finishes up, I think, the second most financially successful series of all time, and people are going to take it off because the viewing figures weren't good. There are people with no judgment who think that numbers, it's not about numbers. It's really not about numbers. Well, marketing people think it is.
And I think it's safe to say with comedies, because the chemistry and the timing is so vital, it can take more than a season for them to hit their stride. Like, it doesn't always come into...
No, as you write a scene, you suddenly find, oh, that worked rather well. And then you write more of that kind of scene. You think the other scene wasn't so good, so you write less of them. So as you're going along, it's a creative process. But they want now to know the plots of all the episodes before they greenlight the series. And the answer is they don't have a clue what they're doing.
Yeah, there's a real emphasis on collecting as much data as possible.
Yeah, people do not understand that life is fundamentally uncertain.